talking about motivational interviewing today. Motivational interviewing is a type of interviewing that is used by different physicians and people like that with their clients. It's an interviewing that is targeted at showing that you're listening with empathy. You're trying to minimize resistance to change. It's a type of interviewing that nurtures people with hope and optimism for the future. It's very goal-oriented and client-centered. So when we're thinking about motivational interviewing, there are 4 key skills that a motivational interviewer uses. The first one would be open questions.
So can you give me an example of what an open question would be?
Yeah, absolutely. So an open question would be something like, so why did you make that decision? They're the type of questions that leave people open up to a response that would not be a yes or no response.
Okay. And what are some of the other core skills?
Yeah, another core skill would be affirmations.
And what's the purpose of having an affirmation?
Yeah, affirmations are there so that way you can show your client that you're noticing something positive about them.
Also not necessarily focusing on the negative of why they're coming to the clinic?
No, absolutely not. It's there to make sure that the client knows that they're in a positive environment and that they can be optimistic about the future.
And the next skill?
Yeah, and another skill would be reflections.
And what's an example of a reflection?
Yeah, so a reflection is like a statement guess. An example of a reflection would be like if somebody is worried about smoking and they haven't figured out whether or not they are capable of quitting or want to quit. An example of a reflection to something of that nature would be, so on one hand you're worried that your smoking might affect your child, but on the other hand you're not sure if smoking is causing these problems. It's more like listening and showing that you're hearing.
Okay. And the 4th skill?
Yeah, the 4th skill would be summarizing.
What's an example of that?
An example of a summary would be, so in the same scenario, it would, after listening to what's been going on, it would be talking about, so you have lots of reasons to quit and you've been successful in the past, yeah. And right now you're just feeling a little hesitant on your ability to do it. It's just showing the client that you've been listening and you're following the conversation.
Okay. So to me, what you're saying is motivational interviewing seems to be a lot about building a rapport with the client.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a major focus.
And really making sure that they kind of understand. Because it's probably really important to go into an office and feel like the doctor's like actually like listening to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for having us today.